we all want love, right? We find love, but we start a cycle based on bad information, and now it looks like we found love, but what are we gonna do with it? And we get hurt and we get burned, and pretty soon we're carrying all this junk from relationship to relationship to relationship, and the question becomes, what are you gonna do with all that junk in your trunk? Okay. The reason we're doing this series is because everybody wants love. But most of us have a hard time finding it, keeping it, and cultivating it. And there's 3 reasons why we have a hard time. Number 1 is because we don't know how to get it. Second reason is we're basing our beliefs on bad information. We see bad marriages and bad relationships, and we say, listen, if I want to get yelled at and be wrong all the time, I'll join the military. I don't want to get married. Or 3, we don't want love, sex, and dating in the correct order. In fact, some of you, 2 of those are optional. You're just, what you're doing right now is developing a past. The present will be your past, which will be present in your future. So the habits that you're forming right now, the mindsets that you're forming right now, just like a person who's angry and never deals with their anger issues because they were angry at somebody in the past, the habits and the mindsets that you're forming right now will show up in your relationships in the future. So if you want to invest in your future, then protect your present. And single person with problems marries single person with problems. And now 2 single people problems come together and they have problems, but it's not because of a marriage, it's because they had issues before the wedding, and the wedding won't make your issues go away. In fact, if I can just find the right person, magically they'll fix me and we're gonna be okay. How does this happen? How do we fall for this right person myth? Here's how: chemistry. Chemistry. So now we take the relationship physical, and now it's not covered by God or anybody because we're under the covers. And what happens when you start having relationship problems? Guess what suffers? Chemistry. Sex is not a need. Water, that's a need. But the problem is we think it's a need, but it's a want. And so we make want-based decisions thinking it's a need and wreck our life. There's only one way to dispel this right person myth. And you combat it. You combat finding the right person with becoming the right person. So here's the question I have for you. Are you who the person you are looking for is looking for? Because God designed you to be in relationship, and He knows that relationship starts with you. So start being kind and considerate, because guess what? If you're not kind and considerate, you probably won't attract someone who is. You attract what you allow. This stuff doesn't come naturally. It doesn't come natural to you and me. We have to work on it. Work on becoming somebody that you would want to be married to. Would you want to marry you? Want to fix your marriage? Go in the room and get on your knees and say, God, show me what I can do different. Because you can have passion with anybody. You can have chemistry with anybody. We're designed to connect with one another. We mistake passion for lifelong commitment, and it's not. You got to get intentional about becoming. Make sure you're attracting what you want to live with for a long time. Start becoming the person that the person you are looking for is looking for. Get a clear vision of the kind of life that you want. If you don't have a blueprint, you can't build the building. Where there is no vision, the people perish, or they cast off restraint. Our society has gone wild sexually, living with no restraint, because too often we base our ideas of sex and relationships on restraint and not on vision. Restraint without revelation leads to rebellion. Revelation or vision must always come before conviction or restraint. Because if I don't know why, I'm going to want to do it. Get a covenant with God before you try to get a covenant with somebody else. But you got to start now with getting a clear vision of what you want to be and where you want to go. Because if you get a clear vision, it'll make you define some boundaries in your world.